Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Darkpool Algo, and I need to open something up real quick. Oh, goodness. Well, that sucks. Oh, good morning, chat. Good morning. All right, welcome. My name is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on this morning watch list building session. Today we're going to try to find some stocks to play today that have a higher than average possibility of moving in potentially an upward direction. Looks like we might get a little bit of a reversion to the mean. Obviously this is not an indication that we've stopped downward movement. This could just be a reversion to the 21 for continued. So we're going to be careful. As always, we are going to be very careful. I'm going to check Twitter real quick, see if I've got any requests that have been sent. And it looks like low. Yep, we'll do low. And looks like that's it. Looks like we just got low. So yeah, that's what we're going to start with. All right, we're going to use low. One other thing is I've got some background music going on. I have ADHD, and whenever I trade, I try to get as focused as possible. With the way that the market's been lately, I really need to make sure that I can focus. So I've got some nice ADHD relief music in the background. Hopefully it's coming through. If it's annoying, let me know and I won't do it again. Anyway, so we wanted to look at low, and let's see if I got anything else here that I want to look up. All right. Square was one that I was looking at. My chart's going to look a little different today. I've got some additional indicators set up that I've paid for. A lot of them to really help find support and resistance levels, especially I'm not super good with fades or bearish positions. So I like to get as much help as I can. Obviously my standard chart's still going to show support, resistance, the stacked EMAs. My labels are all there. One thing that I wanted to show everyone is Thinkorswim has got a built-in, let's see if I can find it. Oh, where did it go? If you click anyway, Thinkorswim has a built-in standard deviation study. Oh, where did it go? Anyway, Thinkorswim's got a standard built-in standard deviation, so that you can see is in an uptrend. It'll plot the standard deviation for the direction that the stock is moving. And let me see if I can find it. Built-in standard. I know there's a way that you can do it. So I can just find it. All right, I'll find it and I'll do a video later for it. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Basically what you see is these kind of 45-degree angled lines is the standard deviation study. It's frustrating because I Anyway, it's built in. I'll do a video later on it. I've started an educational series on how to trade. First two videos are out. They go over stacked EMAs, exponential moving averages, simple moving averages, how to apply them to the chart. The second video actually goes into this B4 indicator, which is this lower indicator. This is a great indicator to use, especially intraday. As you can see, let me get my intraday. I don't have it there. I'll just cut this down to 15 minutes. All right, so what it does is this indicator, first of all, disclaimer, it's not an official FlowTrade indicator. It's not part of an official strategy that they use. If you're using the FlowTrade, if you're part of the Discord group, if you've got a mentor, if you're learning the FlowTrade trading strategy, please do not think that this is part of it. Okay, this is something that I use for my YouTube viewers, for anyone who follows me. This is a free indicator. If you're going to get confused by it, don't use it. Get with your mentor on how they use their strategy. That works. Button next to the share on the blue toolbar, by the way. Button next to share. Oh, this guy right here. Oh, thanks. So yeah, really quick, let me just grab a chart that doesn't have it. So if you click this button here, it will throw up, I don't RSI though. I didn't know that they threw RSI on there. I didn't like RSI on there. Let me remove it. All right. I'm not big on RSI. So what it'll do is it'll throw these standard deviations up on your chart so that you can see where price is in relation to a typical standard deviation move. This is super helpful because if you notice, price will typically hug the zero line, the standard deviation line. So it ran up to one standard deviation and reversed, right? It came back down. I've got a different study that plots half increments, but this is really good if you're looking at it like on a 15-minute chart, right? Or like especially intraday, like there's a 5-minute chart, and it plots it based on the timeline. So this is the zero line. Anytime we get a kind of the outside of it, just know that there's potential for reverse, right? Thanks for sharing that, Miles. I really appreciate it. I want to remove those studies now because I've got built-in ones. Let's see, remove standard deviation channel. Yes. All right. What else did it throw on there I didn't like? Okay, so I want to go back to the B4 indicator. It's a free study. It's provided by the people over at Use ThinkScript. Those guys are super smart, but it's about 4 studies built into one. It's got your MACD, it's got Bollinger Bands, it's got RSI, and it's got stochastics built into it. I did a video on it. Go check it out. It's under the learning playlist. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and figure out what's going on with my volume here. Not super happy with it. All right, I'm going to jump right into lows. It was a request from Twitter. So let's look at low. Guys, don't let me forget to do FlowTrade first. All right. Check in on some data. We got any prints coming in? IWM prints at the end of day. GSK, AstraZeneca had a block come in 565,000 at 54. That's good to keep an eye on. All right, FlowTrade should be loaded now. Come on, let's go. All right, I'm still on the hunt for a cool morning scanner. If anybody has one, hit me up. All right. If you guys ever need to get a hold of me, you can reach out to me at darkpoolcharts.com. There's a contact form. Let me know. And let's look at low. Oh, so another one, 10B. Dude, this stock is legit. I might play it again today. Palantir held up well yesterday. Tesla sold off. However, I feel like it may have found a reversal spot. Keep an eye on that one. Apple. Apple is Apple. But we're not looking at that. We want to look at low. All right, so low, obviously building sectors, sympathy play off of HD, Home Depot. They sold off pretty well yesterday. It looks as if the low came down, found a bottom. So one thing I want, they rearranged this. It got me. Oh, they got me messed up. All right, so looking at low on the 15-minute chart, the algo is definitely strong bullish divergence. However, we got a little bit of a curl down that occurred yesterday. It's going to be seen here. Block trade levels, we've got standard block trades coming in at 204. Another one at 197.80. This is incongruent with a dark pool block trade that comes in right here at 197.40. So when I see this, this indicates that this is going to be a pretty significant level of support resistance decision making. We have not hit this level yet. We've got this nice little, it's a weak, it's like a baby Wu-Tang pattern, right? It's not super strong. Call it the Wu, I don't know, I don't even want to call it Wu-Tang pattern. It's an H. Call it the Mr. Ed pattern for the horse. A horse is a horse. All right. So what I'd like to see, let me just jump down to the 1 minute. All right, 1 minute chart. Price action essentially traded with the algo all day yesterday. No significant divergence to speak of. Let me just see. Let's see if we've got any blocks that are going to affect everything. Seriously? Low, fine. Looking at some data based on yesterday. We got some, nothing really stands out as far as the strikes for low block trades. Bunch of puts ranging from 165 to 200. The 195 calls for next week look pretty decent. They got a lot of volume there. All right. Looking at the chart with low. All right. So a couple things. Clear my drawings out here. All right. We came down. We based 194.85 as support. 194.85 is support. Just grab this stuff here. All right. Looks like we came up. We ran into some resistance right at 198. Right. This level here. We closed above the 50. We've got stacked. I'm going to call them stacked positive moving averages, which is good. We got about $1 ATR per day. Let me get off the 15-minute chart and bring up on the daily. Might change things a little bit. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. All right. So we reverted to the mean. We reverted to the 34. We were actually closed below the 34. We have earnings coming up next week on the 19th. Where's my guy? There it is. Earnings come up on the 19th. We've got a supply zone or a demand zone that could be a potential support right here from 195 to 193.50. Look for this, basically this doji here, to provide support. Right? As long as we can maintain that support, I'd be interested in taking low to the upside if we've got any sort of additional reversals. Stack positive EMAs, great beta, positive VWAP. We're in a monthly squeeze-ish. MACD is currently negative, but flat. The volume is potentially selling off. Looks like we came down, we bounced right off of that demand zone. We are currently 2 ATRs from the mean on the 4-hour chart. This is a new indicator that I've thrown up. It plots 3 ATRs from the mean. We're currently below the 50 SMA on the 4-hour. It looks like MACD is revert neutral but increasing. So once we turn positive, I'd be interested in taking a long on this. We've got a snow line coming in at 199.93. That's going to be a target. Break at that, we can go to 205, which is a reversion to the mean on it, a reversion to the ATR mean, so the 21 period. Nice VWAP. Looks as if though $4 ATR. Looking at my, got me all jacked up here. Shouldn't have been messing around with it this morning, but I did. Where are we at? Daily. All right, so 196.57 is going to be a resistance level on our way back up to 200. 202 is reversion to the mean. So 202 is a target, and that is a pullback to the 34 EMA on the 4-hour, as well as breaking above the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour. Currently RSI is oversold. The daily squeeze is really, I mean, we don't really necessarily have any squeezes, but we did bounce right off this demand zone. So I'm going to call this support at 195. 195 support. 195. If we're looking to play a reversion or a retrace, look at the Fibonacci. $204, so 205 is a target, 207 is the next target. So 195 support, 205 target. I'm just going to call it 205 target. However, I need this. I need it to base here just to maintain a little bit more support. I need those. We need our MACD to curl a little bit more. It's currently pointed down, so we would need it to curl up and begin crossing upwards. Looking at lows on the 15 with extended, it looks like we have been buying overnight. A couple squeezes have fired. We had a high compression squeeze fire off at support, which started us in a upward direction. We've got a mid compression squeeze that fired. And now we had a low compression squeeze. So those three squeezes firing off have basically thrust lows back up over the exponential moving averages and the 50 period SMA to where they have stacked the moving averages positive. We've got nice upward momentum. So we've got some wind at our back. Looking at an intraday trade going with Fibonacci retracement from high to low. 203, 205, 207 are targets. Our fib extension for a shorter term gives us support right at 197.63, which is the 21, 34, and 34 EMA and the 50 SMA. So 197.63 is what, or was that right? I thought it was, hold on, I think I screwed that up. This guy. Scratch that. 190, yeah, 197.63. 197.63 is support. The algos are buying. Maintain support. The 197.80, 197.40 are those block trade levels. Like I said, those are going to be the resistance that we've already got over. Those have now become support. So these two block trade levels here that I'd indicated earlier, these are now support. All right. 204 is the next block trade level. 205 is the target looking at the options chain. Those are dirt cheap. 202.50s, lots of open interest on those. The 200s have got a lot of put open interest. If we get an upward direction today, I'm gonna grab the 202.50s for a day trade. Going out to next week, the 210s look good. At 205, what's the point? Possible 205, 210 vertical. Contrarian, 195, 190, 180, 250 has got a ton of open interest. So if we cannot maintain this demand zone, we break 193.23. I would look to grab next week's 190, 180, 250, 180 unbalanced fly for a potential pin at that 180, 250. So bearish, unbalanced fly, 521. Bullish this week's, I say 192s or 202s. This week's 202s. All right. Like I said, dude, my scanner's been jackified lately. I want to look at 10B because it did maintain yesterday. Palantir upheld yesterday. Tesla. This could be a bounce for Tesla. If anybody in the chat has a request, let me know now. All right, 10B on the 15. Walmart. Okay, yeah, I'll do Walmart in 1 second. I want to go over 10B. So 10B looks as if though it did do what I thought it was going to do. It bounced up, we came back down. We've tested support. We've got nice uptrending support happening. The algo is currently obviously a nice bullish divergence. The algo is curled up slightly on the 15-minute chart. Looking at it on the 1 minute, algo is trading with price action. Algo is currently vertical. That's 10B. Looking at 10B on our charts. Nice pop yesterday, right? We reverted to the 50, ran into the 50, came back down. Confirmed support of the 8 EMA, right? Looks like SPY is doing something. What I'd like to see is this 2-day squeeze fire off. We got positive VWAP. We're in a nice 2-day squeeze, $1.75 ATR. Puts us right at that 39 or that 39.65 target. $40 target are obviously our major targets. The deviation is at 43. So reversion to the mean 39.60. So yeah, 39.64. Looking at next week's 40s, right? They're a little liquid, but for a day trade, next week's 40s look good, especially if we can maintain that momentum that we've built up, right? This slingshot, this squeeze slingshot's about to fire off. We've crossed positive over our iridium fire. 4-hour 2-day squeezes are about to release. Nice little bull flag-ish off this giant bull harami bar, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, any sort of any sort of news or just any minor catalyst will create this histogram MACD squeeze. We had a golden cross on the 4-hour yesterday, right before that giant push. Like I said, I like those 40s as a target. They're cheap. You can play them. So yeah, yesterday we popped up, maintained uptrend even through yesterday's sell-off. I think a lot of it's got to do with this giant Harambe. If we can get above 39.65, the thing's going to release. It's going to be released into the wild. It's going to go bananas. Yeah, I do like it. All right. Mid compression 1520. Nice light blue histogram. Yeah, the squeeze is about to fire off and do that daisy chain. I don't have. Let's see, we're at 41. Whoa. Are we at 41 already? No. Alright. You want to look at Walmart? Walmart. I don't play Walmart. I've been burned by it so many times, but I will pull it up for you. Alright. Let's go Walmart. Wow. Looks as if, though, the algo is pretty much selling. It is trading with price action. We've got a little bit of divergence that started. Looks as if, though, it's starting to make a attempt at a bullish divergence. However, I don't see anything as far as support goes. We don't have any block trades that are going to stop us. 139 is the significant level based on block trades. That would be, we've got a cluster of regular and dark pool block trades coming in with that 139 level, and then 139.50, 140, and then basically every 50 cents after. An additional cluster right at 140.77 to 140.90. If we get this crossover to occur here on the intraday, I would still need it to confirm a base of support. So we came down, looks like we had a squeeze fire off. We came up, oh, let me get back to the daily. What do we do here? Alright, so we broke the 50 SMA support. That's never good. I've got a one standard deviation support at 133.17. We're currently at 136, so we're back above the 50. Looks like there's a nice gap to fill from 140 to 144. We're currently trading at 2 ATR below the mean on the daily. We did close below the 50. We've got a voodoo line at 135.50 that could catch us. So 135.50 would be support. Let me just grab some fibs. We broke that. This range candle here. We're currently trading at 136. Alright, so we're above the 50, it looks like. We're trying to make... There we go. So this is the 15-minute overnight extended hours chart. So it looks like we had a squeeze fire, mid-compression squeeze. We've got a buy signal on the Iridium fire. We reverted to the 34. Like I said, since the algos are selling, this could just be a reversion to the mean before another sell-off occurs, right? Keep an eye on it. If it breaks 135.50, I would look at 35.50. I would look for the next level of support coming in at 133. Below that, we've got demand zone at 129.50. all the way down to 126. So if we maintain that support of 135.50, basically it's going to be this candle here, right? This is nice. As long as we don't break 135.50, we could potentially move upwards to, yesterday's high at 139.75, followed by 140. We're going to run into resistance at 137.60 and 138. Sound good? Running into earnings, definitely worth keeping an eye on. Walmart does move. It does move a lot. But it's broken, some pretty significant support levels. It's below the 200, below the 50. Let me see if I can go back in time and find us an area of support. Yeah. Look at all those lines. All the pretty lines. Alright, so we're right at a support level at 130 on that. 135.50, break of that. We're gonna hit 134.25. We've got a tree line, which is major support at 132. So when is earnings? Earnings is the 18th. Okay. All right. My scanners are not showing jack. Let me see if I can find another one. Nothing. All right. Let me see if I've got. Oh. All right. There's no more requests. I'm gonna look at. Let's see if I can get anything off of our scan. Look at the daily. Sorry about that. That's gonna suck. SPY is selling off. Not so bueno. Not so bueno. All right. Looking. What held up yesterday? Spotify do anything good? Spotify on the daily, algo's buying. On the 15, we've got nice bullish divergence, curled up algorithm. Hey, there we go. Let's look at the spot. Looks like it held up pretty well yesterday. I'm gonna throw a spot on my list. Do we have news or earnings? All right, Spotify. Alright, so it looks like it came down. It found some support yesterday at 220, right? Pretty nice psychological level. MACD is negative but increasing. We are currently in a buy zone on the volume, the Turbo VZO. Nice beta. We got a 3-day weekly squeeze. We've got $12 ATR on the daily. So $12 from 225 puts us at 237. Right, 237 is an 8 EMA on a potential reversion, right? So what we're looking to do is we're looking to revert to the 8, possibly the 21, which would be 250-ish, right? If we can do that, that'd be a great move for Spotify. 234.50 is a target, followed by 246. Looks like we came down, we found support, we got a fire signal on the Iridium Fire. We're currently oversold on the RSI. MACD is getting ready to cross positive on the 4-hour. That would be nice. It would be a nice little. This guy. Why do I have a 9 EMA on here? Hold on. What is this jacky business? Alright, that's better. I don't need a 9 EMA on my 4-hour chart. So yeah, what I'd like to see is for spot. Looks like we've maintained support. I would look for a potential reversion to 240. Make a decision there. So 240, 250 targets, then it's either gonna continue to sell off or it's gonna break. It's gonna break this previous demand zone at 249 for the next move upwards. It's looking bullish and increasing. right? So that's spot 240, 250. Maintain support at 220, 221.50. All right. So generally over on Roku, looks about the same spot. Okay, yeah. 235s this week would be tough. Going out till next week. I like the 240, 250 vertical. That allows me to take advantage of a play, even if I have a smaller account. So that just so that you understand why I do these. What did I say? The 240, 250. So if I went to buy this as a vertical, 240, 250 vertical gives me a $10 wide spread at $1.65, right? Looking at that 250, right? That 250 is just a reversion to the 34 EMA on spot. So my potential profit on that is... All right, so I got a $10 spread. Just one second, let me show you how this works. All right, so I've got a $10 spread, right? Minus the cost paid, which would be the $165. Leaves me an $8.35% profit potential. I look to capture 80% of that. So 835 times 0.2 equals $1.67, right? Minus from 835. So 835 minus 167 equals a $6 and I'm just going to call it $6.70, right? So if I were to take that vertical, I would buy the 240, sell the 250. I'd pay $1.65 for it. My max risk is the debt paid. So I'd risk $165 to potentially make $670. If we can get some momentum behind it, market makers are estimating a $16 move from $16 move from 237 or 227, right? 237, 242, right? So they're putting the estimation at 242, 245. If we get that volume behind it, so that's why I like to play the verticals with a smaller account, if that makes sense. So I do like that spot, 240, 250 vertical. That's definitely cheap. It's a great risk reward, as far as I'm concerned. 1 to 5. All right. What was the other one you wanted to look at? Roku. All right. All right, so Roku overnight, it found pretty significant support yesterday, right at 306.75. Looks like we're in this nice. Oh, so it's an uptrend, or it's an up channel. This is actually a bearish chart pattern or candlestick pattern. Let's see if I can find it. I don't have it with me. All right, it's making higher highs and higher lows, right? But it's got to come back down at some point. Anyway, it's at, not seeing any squeezes. Good beta. We don't have our stacked positive EMAs, right? We did close above the 50 or the 200 SMA, we're at 1.5 standard deviations to the downside. Look for a reversal to the mean, and the 50 SMA at 345. We would have a resistance at 320, 330. All right, 320, 330 resistance. Support is going to be 306. 306 support, which is really tight, for a run to 320. Ultimate goal would be 350. Those 350s for next week. $30. The market makers are estimating about $30 for a move. That puts us at 342.50, which is these guys here. Those 337s look pretty decent. That 350, so 340, 350 vertical, again, same concept. Nice $10 vertical for $1.25. I'm not looking to get all of it, right? If I can just, if I can double it, heck yeah. But I definitely try to at least be able to play these higher valued stocks with a smaller account. All right. Look at Etsy real quick. All right, so Etsy is basically stuck in this range, right? From 154 to 170. I mean, that's a massive range, but we're negative 3 ATRs from the mean on the daily. We've got downward momentum. We've got the 200 SMA above us is putting on pressure on top of us. We were negative stacked EMAs, right? Negative and decreasing MACD. We're right at the 127 retracement. Know where that retracement came from, but essentially we've got a fire line above us that we broke below, so we're going to have a little bit of work to get up. I actually don't know if Etsy's got the juice behind it. I'm actually going to look for this tree line at 156.65 as support. We may just trade within this range. Right, that one, 154, basically 154 to 170 range. That's a pretty big range. Looks like we're the downside of that. Overnight, nice pop overnight. Excuse me, a $5 pop. We broke above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. Our EMAs are now stock positive. We don't have any squeezes to help this momentum continue upwards. So this may just be it's running, let's throw a bunch of money at it today. We're going to run and smack into some resistance right at 166. Excuse me. Yeah, 166.50 would be my target. 167.50, right? Day trading this, 167.50s would be the target, right? Day trade only. It's not going to hold overnight. All right, I think that's about it. That was Etsy. Let me just run through a couple more of these real quick. Home, failure. Palantir, nice little move overnight. We ran into the 618 retracement from, where is this? All right, so the 618 retracement from the fib extension from the previous low to previous high is currently providing resistance on the move back up to yesterday's highs at 21. followed by pretty much every dollar increment after that. 22.50, so 21, 21.50, 22. That's Palantir. Stitch Fix is another one that we played. Look at this! Look at this move, right? I called it right there. You could have made $6. All right, nice pop overnight. 200 SMA is providing support. We don't necessarily. All the squeezes are fired. It sucks. Tesla, real quick. Tesla's just right at 600. I mean, let's talk about the manipulation that needs to take place for Tesla to just hang out at $600. 611 target, 592 support. So it's smack dab in the middle, right? It'll probably sell off in the morning. Breaks 589, goodbye. We're below the 200 SMA on the daily. Below the tree line. Like I said, if it breaks 589, and it's gone. This is a great bounce play if you like Tesla. I've taken Tesla both ways. I was hoping it would get a little, like I was hoping it would fail, but you know, Tesla. Anyway, that's it for me. My name is Dark Pool Algo. Thanks for joining me this morning on a quick session of looking up some stocks, trying to find plays for the day, looking at technical analysis. I'm going to spend the weekend finding scanners so that I have something to go over with you in the morning. Real quick, if I can't find anything in TOS, I'm just going to go back to FinViz. I've got a short selling high probability FinViz screener that I use quite often. I will do a video on how to build this, but looking at this, just look at technical analysis. So this is looking for stocks that are over $15. Price is 5% below the 52-week high. We've got stacked positive moving averages. The 20 is on top of the 15, on top of the 200. It's optionable, and it's got over 15% short float with an average daily volume of over 500,000. So those are ATUS, CHK, STT, WW. Looking at these, the only one I'm really interested in is possibly not Chesapeake Energy. That's just a reversion of a flip penny stock. Good catch there, huh? All right. It's got massive short float though. All right, ATUS 24.5% short float, just double topped. It came down. It looks like it's found some support at 37. ATUS. Let's see what the algo has to say. All right, look at these block trades. That's amazing. All right, we've got a dark pull at 36 and a regular block trade at 36. We popped up to 38. We ran into some resistance. Right, a bunch of block trades there. We got a cluster at 37.25. The algo is, this divergence is played out, right? Looks like we found support at 36.70, right? So the algos are curled down. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold off to 36 for a bounce upwards. Oh, hold on. Let's get this on the 1 minute. Yeah, that's what I like to see. All right. Algo divergence is played out. Currently, algo is selling off. However, price action has got a pretty significant level of support at 36.70. If we can maintain that support, give the algo a chance to curl back around or even potentially diverge. The short float on this is bananas. Now let's think about this. So short float's high. Bunch of margin calls got sent out yesterday. Shorts may be looking to cover it on this today. However, we're 2 ATRs away from the mean. All right, we got this is a good looking stock. All right, let me just find some levels here. 36.50 is support. Oh, I'm playing this one today. So we've got a nice cup and handle forming, right? I'm going to take fib from this level to here, right? Doesn't really do me any good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab extension from here to there. Is that the play? That's not the play, it's this one. There we go. That's the one. Alright. 36.45, a break at 36.45, and this play is invalid until it can come back down and regroup right at 35. If we maintain that 21 EMA, right, which we've done pretty much on this uptrend, I would look to take this up to 40. Got some decent options on it. Look at this. Oh, those are liquid too. Alright, I'm going to grab the 36s. Alright, you heard it here first. ATUS 36 calls for next week. Maintain support. Shoot, I would even let it come down to 36. So a break at 36 and this play is invalidated for me until it can regroup. However, if it maintains 36 or even 36.50, I believe that there's an opportunity to take this. It's at 37 right now. To take this long to 38. This would be a day trade. Yeah, so we came up, we popped up, we made a new high, came back to the 8 EMA. Looks like it's been riding the 8 for quite a bit. 36.45 is support. Yeah, this is juicy. All right, anyway. So that's it. My name is Dark Pelago. Thanks for joining me. Take a look at ATUS today. It'll be potential day trade. I'm going to start trading the open with y'all potentially next week if there's an interest in that. If you found this content useful, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. I am working on a tutorial series on how to trade the stock market from a beginner's, for beginners or professionals alike. It is purely educational. However, there's a lot of wisdom in there. Join me every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and happy trading.